there, pre-algebra students. This is chapter 9-3. The notes are a little bit different today because we have to look at some graphs and find out some information about them. This is the topic. I would like you to write that at the top of your page where it says topic. You'll have to squeeze it in there. It's chapter 9-3, and basically our objective today is given a line and 2 points on a line, be able to find the slope of the line. Put your name on your notes. This is important. Simple but tricky and easy to mess up if you're not careful, but pretty easy to solve if you understand what's really going on. So get that down, and let's just start looking at some graphs here in a minute after I give you the definition of what it means when we talk about slope. Now this is all related to equations and tables and graphs or functions like we've been studying in chapter 9. And here's the definition. The mathematical definition is the change in y divided by the change in x. Okay, the change in y. Now if you recall, you need to write this down, by the way. Anything that comes up on the screen that is not in your notes, I need you to write down into your notes, please. So change in y is basically how much that is changing up and down. Then you're going to divide that by how much something is changing to left and right there. Okay, and we'll get into that. Another way that we say it is rise over run. So all that needs to be written down on that first slide there in your notes. And if you can remember that rise over run, today it's pretty simple. We're just, can you correctly find the slope of a line if I give you a graph? And on the graph, I give you 2 points on that line. Okay, so let's look at some examples here, and I think you'll probably catch up onto it pretty quickly today, I hope. Here's your first example. You see that same graph printed in your notes. So the trick to do this when you have the graph is you have to pick one of the points, and you start on one of the point, and you're going to count up and down, up or down from one point to the other. So with my mouse here, you see I'm going to start on this point here. I made those dots really big. That point is just right there, but I wanted to make it clear. You have to know the point on the line. And I'm going to, it's kind of like I'm going to drive a car from this point to my other point, but you can only go up and down. So I'm going to count up 1, 2, 3 spaces. Okay, now that's +3 because I'm going up. Now you need to draw that on your graph just like I have, please. I want to see all that on there, that arrow going up, and then +3 moving, meaning it's moving 3 up. And then you're going to make a right-hand turn. Oh, that, by the way, that's the rise. That's how much it changed up and down. That's how much y changed. Remember that first definition, y divided by x? Then we're going to make a right-hand turn, and we're going to go 1 to the right. Okay, and that is the run. Okay, so the rise is up and down, run is left and right. So the rise over run would be 3 over 1, or 3. So the slope of that line would be 3. And that's what we say. That slope is 3. Y is changing 3 for every 1 that x is changing. Okay, so it's really pretty simple. Look at number 2 there. Again, you can start on either point. I'm going to start at this bottom point here, I think, on this one. I already have it all programmed. Yeah, so I'm going to count from the bottom going up. So starting here, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We counted up 5. Okay, so that is the rise. I counted +5. That's the rise. Now again, you're driving a car, so you have to make a right-hand turn. You can't jump to the point. You have to turn the car and go that way. And we ran, in this case, 1. So again, we want the rise over the run. How much does y change divided by x is 5 over 1, which would be actually 5 there for number 2. Number 3, let's do the same thing. Okay, there's my 2 points. This time I'm going to do it a little different. I have to go down. Okay, because you have to go down until you get even with the other point. You have to use the 2 points that is given to you in the problem. So if I go down 2, that's a -2. I went down on the y-axis, or the y direction went down 2. Now I'm going to make a turn. That's a -2 rise, by the way. I'm going to make a turn and go that way. And now that's a +3 because I'm moving in a positive direction from left to right. Okay, so the negative or positive sign will have to do with what direction you go as you create this or figure out what the slope is. Okay, so the slope of the line is the rise over the run. So the slope is -2 over 3, or -2/3. So a lot of these slopes are going to be fractions. Please don't change them to decimal values unless we tell you that's okay to do at a later time. But for now, everything needs to just be left as a fraction while we begin to learn how to find the slope of a line. So again, here's 2 more points. This time I'm going to start on this point over here to the right. I'm going to go down 1. If I go down 1, that'd be -1. Then I'm going to make a turn. I'm going to go that way. Now that is a negative direction. That's a -3. So remember, it's rise over run. Well, my rise in this problem was -1. So I went down 1. That's my numerator in this fraction. And then I turned and I went -3. So a negative divided by a negative actually equals a positive. The slope of this line is 1/3. And it's that simple. Hopefully you're following along. Here's number 5. And here we go. Let's try it. Here we go. I'm going to start on that point right there. I'm going to go down. And I went down 4. And then had to turn. And then I went +3 because I'm going a positive direction. So the slope of this line is -4/3. -4/3. So that's how this works. Now probably one of the questions you would have is, well, what if I start on the other point? Would I get a different answer? Well, actually, no, you would not. I'll try to draw it here, but I'm drawing in PowerPoint. Sometimes it doesn't work as well. Let's say I start on this point right here. If I went up this direction, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. I would actually have gone, that's supposed to be a plus sign, up 4. So I went +4. That's my rise. And then I would have to turn the car this way. Now I would have gone, I'm going to the left, so that's -3. And that would have been the run. So if I did it that way, my rise is +4. My run is -3. Look what the answer is. It's still, that's supposed to be an equal sign, as PowerPoint does not like to write. It's still -4/3. Which is what that is, which is the same thing that we got when we went that way. So it doesn't matter which point you start on. What matters is you keep track of the direction, okay, and you keep track of the rise over run. It's simple from there. This would be a good time to stop the video and go to the backside and work those out. Try working those out on your own, and when you come back, I'm just going to talk through the answers fairly quickly, and we'll see how you did. Anything you didn't get correct or you disagree with, bring that to class and we'll answer your questions there. So stop the video now and we'll be right back. Okay, if you are back, let's look through the answers of 6 through 11. Ready? This one right here, here's how I did it. That's 1/4. The rise was 1, the run was 4. 1/4. Positive. It has to be positive. Number 7. That goes up 4, and it goes right 3. The rise is 4, the run is 3, the slope is 4/3. It's a fraction, 4/3. Number 8, went up 1, right 1. 1/1 is 1. Number 9, went down 4, made a turn, went +7. That's -4/7, because you have negative over a positive, -4/7. Number 10 goes up 3, goes right 2. The slope is 3/2. Last one goes down 5, goes over 3. That slope is -5/3. And that's pretty much the lesson for today. It's going to get a little bit more complicated later. I have one question, one observation I would like you to make, and then you can just tell me if you can figure out this. I would like you to take a moment and look at every slope that is positive, and take a look at every slope that is negative. All the positive slopes have something in common. All the negative slopes have something in common. I'd like to know if you could figure that out by looking at the notes and tell me what you think it is. I'll give you a hint. It has to do with the picture of the graph. Something about the picture of the graph. All negative slopes do the same thing. They do something in common. Let me know what you think that is when you think you found the answer. And that'll wrap it up for today. And the next video, I will teach you how to find the slope when you don't have the graph, but you do know 2 points, 2 ordered pairs. That's coming next, and we'll talk to you soon.